and we discussed how,
That's why it's better to stay on the outside if you can.
if you can move and get onto the outside. So, you ready to block? Get your hands up. I'm going to touch your forehead. Okay? You got.
Wasn't that the first trick you did on?
That was the first trick. So let's see if you stop me from touching your forehead. You ready? Did I hit yet?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready? It's not going to hurt because I'm just going to touch you. Your hands up, stop me from hitting you. Okay, that's good because you're at the point where you're seeing right over your hand where you want. This is here. Spread your legs just a little bit. There, no, not too much, yeah. Like shoulder width. Like put this right here so you feel balance. There you go. Because, let me pull you, good, so you have good balance that way. But if your foot, put your foot over here. If your foot's there, you don't have near as good balance. Can you tell? There. So that's where your balance is. Where you've got that heel in the back to the toe. Perfect. Slightly bent. Okay. So, I'm going to just touch you there. And you had your hand there. That's good. Ready? Oh, now I can't. So that's even better because she's impeded.
Yeah, but she can't really see over her.
You can't see over your fist, but you're going to be able to see over your fist. So, you ready? I touched your glasses, so that's good though. And you move. And that's what you want to do. You want to move. So if you can move in time. Okay. You moved. And that's what you want. You want to get to where you're moving and reacting. So you're bobbing and weaving. That's boxing technique. Now, they'll do this, but they're not expecting kicks to come at them. And so you want to be able to see, you want to put the best of both worlds in there. Still got your blocks available. And do we do jabs? Yeah. We don't want to leave our hand out there. Everybody. Out, man. That's your front jab, and it's one of your best friends. Now try it vertical, so it's straight up and down.
That's so hard.
It's got a little circle on the end. You can add the circle even more for a hook punch. So, where the nose is there, so it comes out and it actually hooks. You're hitting with those two fingers. And you've got that circle on it. Same thing if you're coming back like this. If you've got your arms up and I want to come over the top, I can come over the top and bend but I'm still going to hit with those two fingers.
Yeah, because it's like that hammer.
Yeah. Yep, it comes over the top. And a lot of people think you're hitting with that flat part. Some people hit with that flat part. It's those two fingers still. And it comes in and hits with those two. It's going to be much more effective. Your flat part, you've got all the tendons, you've got your bones. Still, and don't ever hit with those these two fingers. Never like this. Never. The only time you'll see somebody come around like this is a ridge hand. And a lot of times I'll do the ridge hand, which is the fleshy portion of your hand. It'll go like this and come almost straight in. But some people do a swinging ridge hand, but that's after they've hit them. And then they come around like that with a swinging ridge hand. Boom. But even then, I'd rather just come straight in with it and turn it. But if you've already hit him several times, then you could do a swinging ridge hand. But I don't think you really need to worry about that, especially in women's self-defense, because that fleshy part of your hand is not as well developed. It's not as muscly as some people that are doing it all the time. The same thing with something like this, where you go to the throat. Just punch him with a regular fist. Because you'll learn all these techniques. Now, if you go to another dojo, another karate class, and they start teaching you like this, that would be one thing, because then they get into the technique. And they get into what it's like and how you should do it properly. But just learning it right off, I wouldn't do this, where people say, oh, I hit it. No. Just keep your thumbs down. Don't poke them out. Don't put them inside. And keep your fist flat. Don't have it down here. Don't have your fist back here. None of this. It's just straight up and down. You're going to punch with those two fingers, whether it's vertical or horizontal. Same thing. It's going to go out and come back. And where does it come back to? Ready position, yeah? And now,
never want to leave it out.
Never leave it out. When you're punching, your whole body rotates. So my front foot is even going to rotate. I'm going to rotate. Back foot is going to rotate. Shoulders, you're going to picture your whole rotation. And you just, like the $6 Million Man. You probably didn't know what that is. But rotate, rotate. And so it's actually going to turn your whole body. Whoa, whoa. Practice that rotation. Hands up. Okay. Rotate the front foot is going to actually move so
Do I
your
have the
heel.
right position?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, look where you're fighting. You're going from the toe to heel to knee.
Okay.
There you go. Heel to toe to the person. And so the front foot is going to rotate back. The back foot is going to go straight. I'm going to punch and come back. And you don't have to really accentuate it. We're doing that now. But you want it naturally so your body spins as it rotates. You know, you get that rotation and your blocks always come back to here. Now, we did our kicks. Do that back front snap kick. That front hand is going to become, the back hand is going to become the front hand. Remember? Okay, put your hands up. Okay, which foot's in the back? Okay, good. The back hand's going to become the front hand.
I'm going to step forward.
And then you step forward. Boom. You can bring it back if you want, but a lot of times you want to be aggressive and move forward. Just depends on the situation. That's good. Your front hand, your back hand became your front hand. Boom, and then you're down. And I'm always trying to do 3 things or more. But now we're practicing this. Your back hand becomes your front hand. Then you can punch. You can kick with the side thrust. You can cross over the back, kick. I want you to get used to doing a lot of it. So if you can, at home, rig some sort of bag and hang it, whether you fill it with blankets, whether it's a duffel bag. See if your dad will help you do that. I don't know. So now, keep your hands up when you practice. Say we're practicing the front snap from the front. Same thing. Your hands stay up. That's one where you're kicking the groin. That's one where you're kicking with the ball of your foot. That's what you're hitting with right there, is what you'd walk on. Not your toes. Your toes are pulled back. Wow! And so you'll see these people with all these big high kicks that come way up to the face. You don't have to do that. The most effective, right here, knees, down here on the because how is she going to block that? How am I going to block that if I'm here? How am I going to block that? You know, if that comes up to my knee or my shin, I can try and pull my knee up. But if she's going to kick me in the knee, it's extremely difficult to block. In tournaments, they don't allow certain types of contact. Yeah, get your stance, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Okay, you're putting your whole body towards me, I can kick you. There, that goes back. Perfect. And then bounce. Have that one swing around, touch the floor, and then kick me. No, same way.
Oh, same one.
Yeah. Yeah, so watch. Yep. So you get to where, here, try it. Get to where that back foot is going to come around and hit me in the hand and knock my hand down. Try it. Good, good, good. So now you can swing around. You try to keep it in the back and let's go. You can swing around. And so you can come all the way around. Yep, there you go, perfect. And then it just bounces off the floor. Remember we talked about a cat stance is where it comes to here. A cat stance is just momentary. You're not going to be there very long.
But are you going to use that one for this one?
No. It just bounces off the floor from there. So watch. So it's not really a cat stance because it's just there. If you don't want to bounce it off the floor, you can just come and never touch the floor, but I like to touch the floor. Gives me more power if I bounce it. So try. Boom. Mm-hmm. And then try and bring on that other kick. It bounces
What
it.
if they're kind of far away and you kind of just fail?
That's okay. If you fail, that's okay. You have your hands up and you've reacted. And so if I come around and you go back, I bounce. I wanted to get you far enough away that I couldn't hit you. So I come around, get far back. And you can keep following.
It makes them nervous because they're like, oh man, she can fight.
She can do something, and then they get a little bit nervous. Keep your blocks up. You always want to keep your blocks up. My brother would fight with his blocks down. And people would assume they could hit him, and they couldn't because he was so good. But if he did fight a master, and he couldn't do that against the master. Like you said, if you're trying to block and your hands are down, it's much more time to bring them up to block. But if you can just move, bob and weave, out of the way, So crescent kick from the back. Comes up, hooks, in. Comes up, hooks it in. Yep, and so give me your foot.
Oh my gosh, don't put me over.
Grab my knee up here. Okay, right here. That's where your hip needs to be turned.
Okay.
When it comes up to kick like that, you'll get much more power. And so this, hopefully we can get this in that video. Your hip with the guy, it kind of looks different. See how my hip is turned up like that? So when you kick, you have more power.
You know, there's a little kid right there.
See, when you kick, you've got more power. So your hips, you practice pivoting your hips. So you've got that pivot. Because if I try and just kick, and I'm not pivoted, so your actual hip turns, hip pivots, you'll get more power. Both hands up. Both hands up. I thought your battery was dead.
Plugged it in.
Okay. So your hands up. Talked about the circles. Remember, you can do circles in lots of different ways. Somebody grabs you, you can do a circle.
Then you
Take
can
it
just
down.
go with that.
Yeah. Somebody grabs you, their head, you can circle down and up. You want to go relaxed and then explode. So for example, you grab me here,
Okay. Wait, how would you?
right here.
Oh, right there.
Okay. So I can step back and break it, here, do all this normal stuff. Or I can just, I'm relaxed, and I come down and go, you're like dead weight, and now explode up into their face with your fist. And explode. So, and you yell where you're doing, and you come up in.
What if they're very strong though? And they're just like, what the frick?
What are they doing? You want to go for the guys in the throat, especially on a big guy. You want to hit him as hard as you can right there. Okay, and the eyes, rake the glasses off, go for the eyes. But if you're raking down, if you do it with a circle, and explode. Of course, we talked about this. Come here, hit, and if he's really strong, so now I have you, like,
Okay.
I've got you. Now what do you do?
For one thing, you can take control and just step out. And I can just go boom.
Yep.
I can go boom. I can.
And you want to react.
Fast,
And that's what you're doing. That's what's good in your mind is that you're thinking, I could do this, I could do that. Play that what if game with your husband. What if you grabbed me here? What if I grabbed you here? What could you do? And you get that thinking back and forth. Somebody grabs both hands, like if I grab you like this, what could you do?
Step forward.
Yeah, you're going to get me off balance because I'm going to
You
go
can
around.
go to the side and you can almost throw them down.
Throw your hips back and forth. You
Yeah,
throw
you
me off.
can make them.
And now you've got your feet.
Okay.
So that is actually a technique that looks kind of different. You put your knee up there. If you actually throw your hip to one side, throw it together, and then you start kicking. Shake your right hip in, left hip in, right. Shake it all about, but you want to shake that back and forth and shake it off. So that's another one. They get the back. You say, are my hands tight? I have my feet. Have they got my feet? Which would be really weird. Someone down hugging your feet. The bear hug. If someone bear hugs you like this, you've got your hands. Yeah.
And couldn't you almost jump down?
Mm-hmm.
I have the dead weight.
Yep, and she's got her back of her head, she can hit me in the nose. Because with our height level, and what I'm doing, her head is very dangerous to my nose. So you want to be you.
Do you have a little taller go?
Well, with your height, don't hit me in the nose, because I've had a broken nose 3 times. But your height is perfect. You could aim for my nose and do it.
Well, if it's like a really tall guy.
And open your hands and go for the groin.
And it won't hurt as bad if
Oh,
you're
no, but if it's a really short guy.
Go for the groin.
Well, it's not like down to here. You really can't.
You bend down and go for it.
like the door.
The doorknob. Grab, turn, yank, pull. That's, sounds like instructions for something. Grab, turn,
So
yank, pull.
bad.
The Army used to put instructions on everything for us. The rocket launcher. And it had 1, 2, 3, 4 on it, and we follow it and use it. So, with you, I don't want you to think, I want you to react. And yet what you're doing is good. I want you to think when it's a possibility of hurting a child, but when you're going to do something, I want you to just react with whatever it is.
Well, when you're in the age of 18, you can almost do whatever